It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon and today my sister came to my house again crying. She was telling me her troubles while crying. She was telling me, Rubina, is this what is written in the destiny of us women? Will we continue to live like this for the rest of our lives? I don't like coming to your house every day, but I am very forced. I told my sister, don't worry, I will talk to my husband Nasir. He will explain to your husband. Maybe he will come to his senses. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Then after thinking for a while, I said, why are you divorcing your husband? Don't you want to get rid of such a useless person? He has already given you everything except beatings. Who knows, Allah may have something better in mind for you. My sister Nushin looked at me with strange eyes and said, where will I go after taking Kula? Our parents have also passed away. I fell silent after hearing her. I said, get up, wash your face. I will prepare food. Today I have made biryani. I was busy in the kitchen when my husband Nasir also came home for lunch. He said, why didn't you tell me earlier that your sister has come again? I said. Nasir spoke slowly. She will hear it. What will she think? Nasir got even angrier and said, I am telling you the truth. Your sister's deeds are not good. That is why she beats her husband every day. I said, Nasir, not every man is like you. There are bad people in this world. Nasir fell silent after hearing my words. When I came out, I saw that Rubina was crying and telling my husband about her troubles and he was consoling her. Well, I brought food and we were all busy eating. Nasir had to go back to the office. That is why he had gone back to the office early. When my sister Nushin started going home, I put a few thousand rupee notes on her palm. She kept refusing to take it. But I forcefully gave her the money. After Nushin left, I came to the kitchen. I started packing the dishes etc. But I was feeling a bit unwell. I felt that my heart had become sad after taking Nushin's message, while my blood pressure had become high. I was feeling very dizzy and my breathing was also getting short. I left everything as it was and came and lay down on the sofa. I had no idea when I had fallen asleep. In the evening, I woke up to Nasir's voice. He was sitting next to me, shaking me. So he said, what's the matter? I've never seen you sleep like this before. I said, Nasir was just nervous, so I came here and lay down on the sofa. I don't know when I woke up. Nasir was worried and said, tell me how you are. I said, I'm still not feeling well. He said, come on, get up. I'll take you to the doctor. I refused, but they forced me to the doctor. When the doctor checked me, he said this. Nasir and I were overjoyed. The doctor told me that I was pregnant, but at the same time he also said that both the mother and the child were very weak. He had told me many precautions and also advised bed rest. Nasir and I had been married for 3 years. We had tried a lot for children, prayed a lot, made many requests, but nothing seemed to be accepted. Finally, we got fed up and left everything to Allah Almighty that when it was His will, He would give us children. And now when we got this news, we were extremely happy. Nasir told me that you will not touch any housework after today. I want these children in any case. I will arrange a maid for you. I said, you are also great. There are only 2 of us in the house. Why do you want a maid? Nasir said, let me do what I think is right. Be careful, you have made up a lot of things for no reason. I said, laughing, okay, Baba, do whatever comes to your heart. Allah Almighty had given us such great good news. I had immediately got my sister Nashin's phone number. When I told my sister about my pregnancy, she was very happy. She said, I will come to meet you at home tomorrow. She said yes, you must come. The next day, when Nasir went to the office, my sister came home. She looked very happy. She said, in such a difficult time, you have given me such good news that I have woken up. I told her that the doctor has told me to take bed rest, so Nasir wants to hire a maid for me. Hearing my words, regret appeared in Nushin's eyes. She bit her lip and said, if you don't mind, let me say something. I said, yes, why not? Say whatever you want. She said, you have to hire someone else's woman, so hire me. The monthly salary you will give will cover the expenses of my house. I was shocked to hear what she said. I said, God forbid you become a maid at my house. You just come to keep my mind occupied. Stay with me. We 2 sisters will refresh the memories of the past days. I fell silent after saying this. What did I say? Nushin also kept looking at me with very strange eyes. And then she got up and went to her house. Memories of the past. It was very scary. Well, when Nasir came home in the evening, he had a maid with him. He said, "From today, my aunt will do all the housework." That middle-aged woman seemed quite suitable to me. I nodded, but when I lay down to sleep at night, I started mentioning today's incident to Nasir. I said, "Nasir, if Nushin wants to come to our house to take care of me, will you allow her?" Nasir stared at me with devouring eyes. He said, "No, your eyes are tied with the love of your sister, but I haven't forgotten the old things. You can sit down sometimes in your free time and remember all that, it will be good for you." I was devastated after hearing Nasir's words. Tears came to my eyes. I was forced to think that Nasir hates my sister only because of me. Why did I need to reveal everything about myself and put it in front of my husband? I wish I had kept my sister's veil. So I wouldn't have to see all this today. I kept thinking myself guilty of all this. Now my maid worked all day and I used to rest. In such a situation, I used to feel very anxious to talk to Nasheen. If she would come home, I would feel anxious. Now Nasheen would come to my house every second or third day. My days would be very good, but I could not do anything for Nasheen. Her husband had made her life hell. Just like that, 8 months passed. I had already completed the 8th month and my delivery was due. I lived with her for a month when one day Nasir came to me and he looked very worried. He said, "Rubina, I have to go out of town for 2 days for office work, but I can't leave you in such a state." I said, "Go without worrying, it's only for 2 days. You have also arranged for a maid for me. I will put her to sleep in my room." Nasir kept looking at me with a baby and then said, "If I had not been forced, I could never have imagined leaving you like this." I consoled him and he agreed to go on this trip. I kept thinking that I wish somehow Nushin could come to me for 2 days. After Nasir's departure, I became very sad. That's how it was in the evening. It was getting dark and then it was night. Then my maid came to my room and said, "Nushin has come to meet you." I was very happy to hear what the maid said and said, "You make her sit down. I will come." When I reached the lounge, I was shocked to see Nushin's condition. She looked shaken. Her hair was disheveled and there were marks of injuries on her face. She said, "Rubina, you are responsible for your unborn child. Please save my house from being ruined. My husband wants to divorce me." I said, "What happened now?" She said, "I woke up late today, but I was late while making breakfast. My husband beat me a lot for this and now he wants to divorce me. You come with me and explain to him." I was also angry with his words. I was not in a position to go anywhere, but I went with him for my sister's sake. I went to my sister's house for the first time. My heart was very worried after seeing Nushin's house. I started thinking that I don't know how my sister would be spending her life in this scary house. Nushin said, "My husband is in this room, you go inside." I went to the room and my brother-in-law was very angry. He walked towards me and my heart trembled when he said to me, tears were flowing from my eyes. I was remembering my past. When my sister Nushin locked me in the room and I was crying and calling my mother for help, my mother was also very angry. She said, "I will never take you out of this room. You have tried to ruin our honor. How will I show my face to your father? How will I tell him that Ajmal has been betrayed by your daughter Rubina?" I said, "Mom, my mistake is not that big. Try to understand me." Then Mom, tell me to shut up. Now I don't hear your voice. Your father has come home, he must never know that you are here. I was scared, so I quickly became silent. When Abu came home, he was sitting in the courtyard. He was talking to Mom. Then he said, "Where are the decorations of my house?" Then I heard Nushin's voice. Nushin was 3 years older than me. She came and sat next to Abu and said, "Abba, I am here, Abu Saeed. Where is my daughter Rubina?" Nushin said, "Abu, your Rubina has left no stone unturned in ruining your honor." Then Mom's voice came. "Shut up, Nushin, you go and bring food for your father." Abu Saeed, Nushin, no, you shut up, tell me what you want to say. I started trembling. Nushin said, "Abu, today I caught Rubina red-handed. She was doing such a dirty thing that if you had seen her with your own eyes, you would have had a heart attack. I couldn't bear it, so I locked her in the front room. And I told my mother everything. Since then, she has been crying and begging to get me out of the room. But we won't do that. Abu, a dirty child like Rubina must die. Otherwise, she will ruin your name." There was silence for a while and then suddenly the door of my room opened and light flooded everywhere. Abu was standing in front of me and I was sitting on the ground crying. Abu held my hand and lifted me up. It felt like he was going to kill me and finish me off. He held me by the hand and brought me out. Then he filled a glass of water and said, "Drink this, my daughter." I held the glass of water with trembling hands. I was very scared. Dad brought me into the room and locked it from inside. He said, "Now tell me what is the matter. There is some kind of drama going on in the house." I started crying and said, "Father, I am really guilty. I have committed a big sin. I am not your good daughter. You should kill me with your own hands." Father put his hand on my head and said, "Tell me your fault." My eyes were downcast. I said, "Father, you took the mobile phone that you gave me in Nasheen. I had created a Facebook ID on it and started talking to a boy on it. I was starting to like her very much." He said, "I like you very much too. I have fallen in love with you." And after hearing these things, I went crazy with happiness. Then he gave me his mobile number. I used to talk to him on the phone at night. Today that boy started telling me in the morning that you should talk to me right now. "I have good news to tell you." I said that I cannot call at this time. If anyone in the house finds out, the doomsday will come. But she was stubborn. That's why I came to this room and started calling her. Then she told me that she had joined her father's office and now he has stood on his feet. I was congratulating her when she came. She snatched the phone from my hand and when she heard the boy's voice, she slapped me on the face and locked me in this room. I kept quiet after telling these things. Abu Saeed, daughter, talking to a non-mahram like this is a sin, you should know that. I shook my head. Abu Saeed, then why did you do this? Abu Saeed, I was lost. Forgive me. Abu Saeed, you should talk to this boy for me. I said, the phone is with Nushin. Abu Saeed, go get it from her. I went out of the room and looked Nushin in the eyes and said, give me the mobile. She had moved forward to pounce on me like an eagle and said, I will break your face. If you even mention the name of the mobile, I said, Abu is asking. She was stunned, then with great difficulty she gave me the mobile. I got Nasir's number and said, my father wants to talk to you. Father said, son, I have come to know that you and Rubina like each other. You tell me what to do next in this relationship. I don't know what he was answering. Then father said, son, you bring your parents and come to our house. We will stay at home. Let's sit and talk. Abu had hung up the phone. Then Abu told me that the boy wants to get your relationship. Let's see if they are suitable or not. Son, if I don't like those people, will you accept my decision? I kissed Abu's hand and said, I accept your every decision. Abu had brought me out with him and said, Rubina's mother, prepare food and we will all eat together. Then Abu had told her the whole thing in clear words that the boy's family will come tomorrow. Even then, my mother's mood had improved, but Nushin had stared at me. We had made good arrangements. The next day, a big car came and stopped in front of our house. All the people in the neighborhood were stunned. I myself was surprised to see the splendor of Nasir's family. They were very good people. They were showering me with charity. At first sight, they liked me. Well, Abu Saeed, that we will think about it and answer. Abu got Nasir's family investigated, so he was satisfied with this relationship. Abu Saeed, yes, and thus, my relationship with Nasir was finalized. But Nushin had become my enemy. She had tried everything possible to break my relationship with Nasir. She had put many obstacles in our path. Sometimes she would turn me against Nasir and sometimes Nasir against me. Nasir used to tell me that I have never seen a woman as wicked as your sister. Well, Abu had also found a relationship for Nushin. She had immediately said yes to become a good daughter in Abu's eyes, and thus, both of his sisters got married on the same day. I was very happy with Nasir, but now there was no contact between me and Nushin. 3 years had passed like this. Both my father and mother had passed away. Then one day Nushin contacted me. She had apologized to me for the mistakes of the past days and I had also cleansed my heart. Now she often came to my house and told me that she was going through a very difficult situation. Her husband is an alcoholic and keeps beating her. I used to get sad after listening to my sister's words. Whenever Nasir came to know that Nushin had come to our house, he would get very angry and say that your sister's nature has not changed. Don't have good thoughts about her without reason. She is still the same today, and I used to shake my head and say that you are harboring suspicions for no reason, but today when Nushin sent me to her husband's room and locked the room from the outside, I remembered Nasir's words. He was telling the truth. I was worried when Nushin closed the door. Then my brother-in-law stood up in front of me. I was scared. He stepped forward and placed his hand on my head and said, there is no need to be scared. You are like my sisters. Come on, let me drop you off at your house. I was surprised. I said, how can I trust you? You have ruined my sister's life. You beat her a lot and oppress her. He took a cold breath and said, your sister has ruined my life. She keeps making false accusations against me all the time. I have never raised my hand against her till date, but she herself scratches her face with her own hands and gathers the people of the neighborhood and says that I drink alcohol and beat her. At first people sympathized with her. But then everyone came to know about her true nature. Well, then she started going to your house. I don't know with what intention she went to your house. Today she told me that I am leaving a gift for you. I could not even imagine that she had left you here. Rubina, I have thought of divorcing your sister many times, but every time the image of her deceased parents used to wander in front of me. The truth is that earlier my income was very good and I used to fulfill every wish of your sister, but now my work is not going well and your sister herself wants to divorce me. Now please allow me to leave her and get some peace. My brother-in-law broke the door and brought me to my house and I was shocked to see the scene in front of me. My sister was trying to seduce my husband. When Nushin saw us, she was very scared, so Nasir ran to me and said, where were you? My brother-in-law answered Nasir's words. Then Nasir said, Rubina, I had explained to you many times not to let your sister come here, but you did not listen to me. She tried to seduce me behind your back. She used to turn me against you and say that before marriage, my sister Rubina had many lovers. Then she told me that your wife meets boys in your absence. If you don't believe me, lie to your wife. That you are going out of town for 2 days. Rubina, I trust you more than myself. I can never doubt you. But I was sure that somewhere or other, something must be wrong. That's why I listened to Nushin. And look what she has done. She left you with her husband and came here to me herself. Your sister is jealous of you. She has her eyes on my money. She didn't even care that you were pregnant, rather she wants me to leave you and marry her. When my brother-in-law heard this, he divorced my sister right away. When he divorced her and left, Nushin fell at my feet and said, Baji, forgive me. I swear that I will not do such a thing again. Just let me stay in my house. I slapped her on the face and threw her out of the house. I also told the watchman, don't let this woman enter my house after today. I cried a lot about doing this. Nasir consoled me. He told me that he would always be with me. I started smiling after hearing his words. Nasir had proven to be a great husband. I am still proud that I married her and Allah has blessed us with His mercy. Our daughter is very dear to us and we are very happy. My sister Nushin is living at my aunt's house. She does household chores and they give her bread to eat. I feel very sad when I hear all this. She is my elder sister. My heart wants to forgive her and bring her back to me, but then I am afraid of ruining my home. My heart wants to forgive her and bring her back to me, but then I am afraid of ruining my home. Now you tell me, what should I do? Should I leave her alone or bring her to my home? Please answer in the comment section.